Every week, a new band. Brought to you by NZ On Air. Active Live! Yeah.
Kia ora and welcome to today's Radioactive Live on 88.6 FM, brought to you by New Zealand On Air Music. I'm Charlotte, your host, and I'm excited to welcome the Temple to the show today. How are you all doing?
Yeah, doing very well.
Great. Thanks so much for you all to come in today. Now, the Temple is a Pōneke-based trio composed of Jack Woodbury, Nathan Carter, and Peter Lilly. Their music draws on a range of different sounds, including minimalism, electronica, ambient, doom metal, funk, and more, ultimately creating an immersive listening journey through expansive atmospheric pieces which shift and evolve, building upon layers of sound, turning stillness into something truly magnetic.
Ooh.
And I'm very excited to go on this musical journey through the show today with you guys. Do you want to get into the first song? Perfect.
You good? Yeah, bro. smashed it, Nathan.
That was beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit about what that track was?
Yeah, certainly. This song is called Friendship, and it was based on a concept we had for a show once that we did up at Vogelmorn upstairs, where we made like a really cute little zine based on like the philosophical teachings of this ancient Greek philosopher called Epicurus, with whom Nathan resonates really deeply. And so we were just like, what does a gig look like that's about friendship and about like examining friendship and considering it? And we handed out these zines, and we kind of named this song in honor of that, because it kind of gets into this deep flow, kind of sensitive and philosophical, but with like a little bit of tenderness in it, you know?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I definitely like everything you've said definitely resonates when listening and like thinking back to the emotions felt of the song. Like all of that definitely comes through, which is so cool. And now for the listeners, can you tell us a bit about the background of the temple? How did you guys decide on this collaborative project together?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to speak to this, gentlemen, if you like.
Well. Yeah.
Go on, you jump in when you feel like it. The three of us all studied up at the New Zealand School of Music in the kind of composition and sonic arts departments. And when you make music up there, it's like a whole little kind of bubble universe of amazing, like incredible ideas and rich compositional practices and stuff. But we felt like we just wanted to kind of burst out a little bit and make stuff that was like true to our artistic integrity and that kind of challenged us and that kind of worked out our muscles as musicians, but also that a person could just kind of enjoy blissfully. And it was a real slow burn, hey, like getting the band started. It was like a whole year from like meeting up and being like, let's do a band called The Temple, through to meeting and rehearsing, and then finally more time to our first gigs. Yeah. But you can see like in the music, there's like a lot of love and kind of flow. Yeah. Anything to add?
I was going to say the name comes from the Unfathomed Waters album that Peter and I did on Rattle Records back in 2022.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
We did. It's inspired by a short story by Lovecraft called The Temple.
Yeah. Super like weird psychedelic story by Lovecraft about a submarine sinking to the bottom of the ocean, crashing, and the captain's having like crazy hallucinations.
And we did like all of the tracks are named after like quotes from the short story. Penultimate track, I think, called Enter the Temple. We got Nathan playing drums on that, and we were like, oh, this sounds great. Let's just do this as a
insane track, by the way. You should listen to that. Enter the Temple by Jack Woodbury and Peter Liley. Like the drums are so enormous because we're trying to capture this deep at the bottom of the ocean. There's like a giant temple, and the guy in his diving suit like going in and hearing voices. Yeah. And so I think we all bonded over that cool track, and then we named our band after it.
Yeah, wow. That sounds like quite the journey that you guys have been on, but it's so awesome that it's finally kind of come together and is a distinctive project as well, which is so awesome to see. And I guess you all do have kind of distinctive like musical backgrounds and bring in your own components to the project. So how do you all collaborate together when making music for the temple?
Good question. Honestly, like so much of it is just yarns. Like we sit around and being like, did you listen to this new track recently? Oh, I've never even heard of that artist, because we all have such like rich kind of inspirations that we bring with us. But then to be honest, what often happens is somebody will just lay down some material and be like, I came up with this, and Nathan will go and then me and Jack will be like, I have like maybe this sound would sound good over the top, and then I'm like, let me just jam a little bit, and then after 15 minutes of jamming, we're like, that's a song.
Sometimes shockingly quick.
Yeah,
right?
tweak it up, tighten it up. But then other times, I guess we also like agonize over the process, right? Being like constantly like, no, I want it like this. No, I want it like this. Yeah. So it's lots of kind of massaging and working together, but always with so much love, especially for these guys. They're such lovely souls.
Oh, that's beautiful. I feel like that's quite a nice organic way for a song to come about too, which is so nice. And now you released your album as well, Vastness, about a year ago, which feels like quite a meditative, tranquil piece of work. Can you tell us a bit about some of the inspirations for that particular release as well?
Yeah, sure. So I think it draws from a few things. One of them is a poem that we kind of put together. I guess you use the word meditative, like sort of thinking about like writer's block and struggling through that. I think that, personally for me, these guys are amazing musicians, so they've probably never had trouble writing. But I was like in a bit of a rut compositionally, I guess, creatively, and really pulled out of that with these two. So that was great. So that's kind of the driver behind Vastness, and this idea of like finding like looped compositional material repetitive compositional material that is itself beautiful, and the repetition of it being beautiful, and going like, hey, let's just sit in this for a really, really, really long time and enjoy it. Which is like, I think the beauty of ambient music is just like sitting somewhere.
And also the challenge, right? Because I don't know, I'm at least like insanely hyperactive as a human. So just being like, oh, why don't we make it a whole kind of 7-minute long segment before we go to the next part? Makes me want to like tear my hair out. So as like a practice of being patient with your own creation and letting other people's ideas of stretching it out like this, just into your heart, letting it soften up. So it's like a sound bath, right? Like the idea is that you just kind of soak in it.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like when listening to that album, it feels kind of like what I imagine being in the flow state when making music would be like. Like, because I don't make music, so I don't really know what that process feels like. But listening to that album and piece of work, you really get immersed in the sound, which is so awesome. And like being quite atmospheric, and I guess you go on a journey with this music that you make, and they kind of evoke lots of different emotions. So when you go into writing a piece, do you have like a particular feeling that you're like aiming it to, like, for the track to go towards, or is it just like whatever comes will come kind of thing?
I think it kind of depends, like, because there've been tracks that we've written that are pretty deliberately for like a show, right? Like we did a show for the Loomis Festival in midwinter, and it's called Atoms, playing around with these Epicurean ideas that we sort of mentioned before in relation to friendship. And I think there were like a few tracks where we were sort of going, like,
it has like a function in the show.
Yeah.
So it's like we're coming from somewhere that's really intense down to a really tranquil place, because that's the narrative of the story. And thinking like, okay, we have this shape from energetic down to tranquil, and it's like, how do we massage our material? How do we fill it in? But then other times I also think like the music speaks for itself. Like I guess when you talk about emotions, we often label emotions. It's like this one is happy and this one is sad and this one is uncertain. But very often when these guys bring me ideas and I bring them ideas, the emotion is kind of unspeakable. Like it's so rich and complex and comes from such a depth inside of them that that doesn't have like a name that you can put on it. And then all you can do is kind of offer your ideas to be like, here is my rich little ball of emotion that I'm sticking onto it. And then we often end up with music that like doesn't have a good label emotionally or even genre wise, but instead is just like felt. The music speaks for itself,
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you just said that perfectly, because that's how I've been trying to think about what I feel when I listen to the music, and it's exactly that. You're just going on a journey and it's just whatever kind of comes to you, because we are complex beings. So I feel like this complex music is just, it speaks for itself, really.
Yeah, and this is a big part of the kind of the name of the group, is because we're called the Temple. And a temple is a place of like contemplation. That's where the word temple, the contemplation is like temple is within it. So of observing yourself and the world around you and just being present with what you are and who you are. Yeah, it's like a big part of what we want to pass on to our listeners.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely felt that when I was listening, which is so awesome. You got to remind yourself in these times to like take a moment as well, especially. And it's great that your music kind of evokes that, which is so lovely. And now kind of drawing on the like multiple different genres and emotions and everything that kind of inspires your music. Are there any other sonic territories that you guys haven't explored yet that you're kind of looking to push the temple to in the future?
I texted Nathan the other day. I was like, could we please make atmospheric drum and bass? I just want it to go like and then like thrust my body around like this. Maybe that's just a side project for us.
Sounds exciting, nonetheless.
Jack, what do you want to do? Brutal industrial?
Yeah, well, we're playing around with some like much darker, much more sparse ideas for a show, hopefully next year. That I guess, do we want to talk about it? Or so the idea is it's like a sister show to the Atoms show that we did. The sort of the Epicurean, I mean Nathan knows more about this than I do, but like the Epicurean idea of there being like atoms in space and then falling through void, the sister show being called Void, so that sort of evokes like, I think, like just a much more intense, I think.
Totally. Well, like atoms is very sentimental, because the message is like, you are atoms, the world is atoms. Look at all the amazing shit stuff that am I allowed to anyway? Look at all the amazing stuff that atoms create in the world around us. And then there has to be this kind of other dimension to it where it's like, and it's in space, and it's kind of this emptiness and like facing the weird meaninglessness of things that often appears. And so Jack is really leaning into that process of like super brutalist, like big block textures, and just like pulling out all that sentimental stuff and seeing what remains.
Yeah.
So cool.
That is very cool. Very exciting stuff on the horizon, it sounds like. On that note, shall we get into the next track?
Let's do it.
Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah. That's good fun.
Sounded fun. Can you tell us a bit about that track?
Yeah.
Man.
So it's titled Water.
Yeah.
I can you remember why?
I have no idea why. Honestly, so many of our titles are just like drawn out of the ether at some point. We just like to call it Water. You'll notice Nathan and I are like bouncing back and forward. When we first conceived the song, we just played through that whole thing together, just like kind of jamming along. And then we did a gig at the Jazz Fest, the Wellington Jazz Fest. And like whether or not our music is jazz is, you know, a conversation. That, yeah, up for interpretation. People with more degrees than me could talk about that. But we drew a lot of interest and inspiration from jazz conventions and traditions. And one of them is this classic, like the soloist and the drummer kind of trade fours back and forwards towards the end of the song. And so we were like, let's try that for the Jazz Fest. And then we did. And then we realized it's like, this is a good convention for a reason, because it's so much fun to like send someone your ideas, have them blast them back at you. And yeah, Nathan's such a great player. Just like fun listening to his ideas and giving mine back to him. Yeah.
Yeah, and being able to trade with all the interesting harmonic language you use.
Yeah,
like,
so much weird harmonic language in that song. I
Yeah.
was saying to the guys before, like, we composed this song, and the harmonic language is like a rung or two above what I'm even capable of really like improvising with at this moment. So I kind of do my best to get through. But it's nice because it means that I can grow with the song in the future, right? Like as I
Yeah.
practice, as I get better, I'll be able to speak more fluently.
Yeah, for sure. It was so fun to watch too. I totally see what you mean. It was so awesome. And now, like, kind of on that note of playing live, you guys are playing at Twisted Frequency
Oh, yeah.
coming
Super
up.
excited, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Massive congrats on that one. That will be so much
Cheers.
fun. How are you guys feeling to play at Twisted?
So pumped. Man, it's going to be awesome.
Real excited.
Yeah.
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 I think the Twisters are going to soak up this music for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be
100%.
What's that laugh mean, Jack?
yeah.
Go on.
It's going to be a first for Jack and myself going to
Yeah.
music festival.
Mm.
So, good vibes.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, you'll be in for a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you guys excited about anything in particular for the festival?
I have an enormous laundry list, so I'll let these guys go first.
Yeah. There's a few acts actually I'm really excited to see. I personally know one or two folks performing at Twisted as well. One of the DJs, Clover,
Oh yeah.
Lauren Doherty. She's like real awesome DJ. She's been around the Wellington scene for a while, and yeah, I'm real interested to check her out. A couple of other acts as well. I can't think off the top of my head, but they'll come to me at some point.
That's okay. It's such a stacked lineup too. It's hard to.
So stacked, yeah.
So
There's
many
lots of cool
acts, it's so
bands
good.
coming. Like Kita is going, really cool. Keen to see them, and
Oh, yeah,
I love
true.
Nikita. Who else? We have Bad Tab is coming, and they just put out a new song, Cannibal, and it's such a banger. I'm gonna go and just like boogie when they play that. Oh man. A good friend of mine, Alina, and her band Deck Club are going as well, which is super cool. So like, a little bit of indie energy.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Froth bringing all the DJs like Flatmate and the gang. Also, Bite Size is one of the DJs that's playing. She played at Newtown Fest, and it was such a good vibe. There was like the whole, I don't know, they had like a little separated courtyard thing, and everybody was just jumping. It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to go catch that
Yeah.
vibe as well.
Long list. Be camped out on the main stage.
I'm just gonna follow you guys around. I think I have like a 40-hour-a-week job at the moment, and it's like it's a challenge. So I'm looking forward to getting in the sun and just listening to music.
Yeah.
I think I'll be
sure.
spending most of my time at the ambient stage, to be honest.
Yeah, nice. Down at the Chillery, hell yeah.
Yeah, nice. And yeah, super exciting. And with your live performance as well, like kind of what, and being quite ambient and stuff, what can the like people going to Twisted expect from your set?
Yeah, we're doing 2 sets, which is really cool. One of them on the first day, on the 30th, we're like one of the first or second act up at the Beat Badge.
Yeah.
So for that, it's like fresh festival energy. We're new to Twisted. These guys are new to like summer festivals in general. So we're just gonna like bust out all of our bangers, right? The most fun, the most kind of jumpy and bouncy and stuff, and just like pour that energy out. And then the set on the last day, we're going to do with no drums. So it'll be just like the most spacious ambient stuff. And I imagine some of our experiences like through the festival will percolate into how we're feeling and what we want to say to each other in that last set. Yeah, it'll be one of the very last sets of the whole fest. So
Yeah, I went last year, and that sounds like the perfect way to kind of end off the festival,
Yeah.
listening to the more ambient, relaxed vibe, depending on what you guys feel, which is so cool that it's so adaptable as well to see what comes. Yeah, you'll be in for a treat.
It's always
everyone.
a journey. It's always every set we like craft it to be like, how do we want people to flow through this hour of music?
Yeah.
So sit and soak it up, I guess, if you're coming
Yeah.
along.
And we also like to keep ourselves really open with a lot of improvisation in the moment. We're very spontaneous with a lot of our acts, and I know you like to say this a lot, Peter, like very much read the room,
Yeah.
see how everybody's feeling, and then we kind of lean into certain feelings or vibes, maybe get more energetic, get more spacious, you know.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure. That's so cool that you guys are like kind of able to do that with the music that you create, which I feel is so important as well in a live setting. That's super exciting, and again, massive congrats for the Twisted slot. It's going to be so much fun.
Thank you.
And is there any other things coming up for you guys apart from Twisted? Any other music on the horizon to be released? Any other shows?
I'm taking it easy over summer. Do you have anything going on, Nathan?
I mean, like personally, or
Why don't you just air your beef
Like
and-
anything?
on the radio?
Anything happening in your life?
yeah. No, we do have like long-term plans, ideas for some of the tunes that we're playing actually at these gigs. I feel like we want to release in the near future.
Yeah.
Like do some proper studio recordings. That'll be a
Yeah.
lot of fun. And we kind of already have demo recordings of a few extra tunes
Yeah.
on top of Vastness Vastness that we already released, and it's kind of supposed to be a kind of complementary collection of music to Vastness Vastness, but yeah, it's very much we're taking our time with it. It'll
Always.
come out whenever it does.
Yeah, and keep your eyes peeled for during the Loomis Festival next
Yes.
winter, hopefully.
Ooh,
Fingers
yeah.
crossed, we're going to put out the show, Void. Cool, brutalist, intense soundscapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look forward to that.
Super exciting. And where
Yeah.
can the people kind of keep an eye and an ear out to see all these exciting
Yeah,
things?
jump on our Instagram. That's kind of the main channel at the Temple NZ. And there you can follow kind of mine and Nathan's individual music pages, what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the spot.
Awesome. And now here at Radioactive, each Active Live, we get a question from the last Active Live to pass on to you guys.
Oh.
Then I'll grab a question from you to pass on to the next Active Live.
Cool.
So your question for this week is, if you had to lose any 2 limbs, which ones would they be?
Oh, man.
Legs.
Jack's losing his legs. Nathan's a drummer. He needs all of those things.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me.
Uh,
Maybe one arm and one leg.
Ah,
Yeah.
I would definitely lose both legs because you need both
Yeah.
hands to play the saxophone.
Yeah,
Good
great. That was
question.
very
Yeah.
decisive too. We were pondering over it here at Active for a while, and it was very indecisive. Well, anyway, unfortunately, we don't have any more time for any more music, so all the listeners will have to keep an ear out and go to wherever you can find your guys' music, and keep an eye and an ear out on your Instagram too. And if you're going to Twisted, definitely check out the Temple. But anyway, I just wanted to say again, huge thank you to the Temple for joining us on today's Active Live on Radioactive FM and taking us along on one of your sonic journeys. I was so happy to be able to witness the couple of songs that I got to hear. And of course, a massive thank you to New Zealand On Air Music for making this all possible. I've been Charlotte, your host, and you've been tuned into Radioactive 88.6 FM.
Active Live. Friday, 3:30. Every week a new band. In studio. Brought to you by NZ On Air.